If you've played a lot of Penny Dreadful, you might think that the best cards in PD are cards like Ponder, Dark Ritual, Channel, maybe even cards like Parallax Wave, Mind's Desire, Treasure Cruise, Counterspell, Brainstorm. Maybe you think that banned and legacy cards like Gitaxian Probe, Arkham's Astrolabe, Necropotence. Maybe you think one of those is the best cards in PD, but that is not the case. The best cards in PD are Island, Swamp, Mountain, Plains, and Forest. These cards are so good, in fact, that there is more than a 13,000 deck difference between Forest and the 6th best card, Duress. Now, most people do not build cards around these decks. The question is, why did they not do that? I'm going to answer this question by building a deck around these powerful cards, Island, Mountain, and Plains. Alright, I'm going to be playing a league, or at least a couple matches, with this Jeskai control deck. So the idea is it doesn't have any lands, any non-basic lands for Price of Progress to punish you for. This deck seems terrible to me, but the idea is you don't have to worry about price at all while getting to play a 3-color deck, so you get more powerful cards. And so I can't play certain cards because I don't want like double pips, and I can't play too many blue cards in the same turn because that would take too much mana. And I also have like Prophetic Prism, Chromatic Lantern to fix mana. It is a general Ferris deck because I'm already playing cards that don't want like double blue or double pips of any color. They're often multicolor cards already. So this is pretty free in the deck. Because the best counterspell is No More Lies. A lot of the removal is multicolor, like Lightning Helix. And then for Wraths, I don't want Wrath of God because it's double white, so I just play Ill-Timed Explosion, Deafening Clarion, and a Dam in the sideboard. And I don't really want that many Wraths because I have General Ferris. And I have more single target removal than normal. It's less of a hard control deck since I can't really play that many counter spells. And I'm not allowed to play like actual Wrath of God, I think. So it's kind of mid-rangey. More like a tap out control deck. On the sideboard, I have some more trawlers for like Red Deck Wins, Aristocrats. Though those decks are less of a problem since I have Life Gain and Lightning Helix and don't get hit by pop. I have Sarah Lane Drake for that too. I have Price of Progress of my own. That's kind of why I wanted to play this deck, because I wanted to Price of Progress in my 3-color control deck. Disenchant and Hide. This is the best disenchant in the format, and it's also multicolor for General Ferris. And I really want it because I can't play Heliod's Intervention. And some counter spells for combo and control. Some more anti-aggro tools. Let's try to find a match. Alright, my opponent is probably on Glimpse. Or it could be some other combo deck that they're trying out. Okay, I'm on the draw. I have a decent hand. It doesn't have anything for combo, which could be a problem. I could mulligan for No More Lies. I don't think I will. I think my opponent often like tries out new decks, so maybe it's not Glimpse. It could be like Restore Balance. Broker's Hideout. So that's Bant. I will play my Evolving Wilds. This is really good mana. I have double blue and double of something, probably double white, and then a red mana. Samwise, so this is some kind of food combo deck. This says combo with the cat that I forget the name of, Cauldron Familiar, but I don't think that's illegal. I could go turn 3 General Ferris, turn 4, hold up both of these 2 mana cards. Though that would require my opponent to actually play a card. And they might actually have an answer to General Ferris, as they're in at least 2 colors. Alright, my opponent is back. I might need to counter this. So they're going to create a food, clue, and treasure if I let this resolve. So I will counter it. I'm not sure what they actually do once they put that many things in play. They could be 4 color or 5 color. So they could have Time Sieve if they're actually in Bant, and they're definitely in black, so... Detention Sphere could be interesting. I might just play the General Ferris. I probably should have thought about this before playing the land. I think I will go Detention Sphere. I want to play these 2 on turn 5, which will require me to fetch a mountain, which is fine. I'm playing about as many white cards as red cards. I don't think I have any double white cards in the main deck. Only double blue. Price of Progress does seem good against them. They are playing fetches, but if they're in 4 colors, it's probably really good against them. Well, they do have quite a lot of fetches, it seems. Probably like 4. I can play General Ferris. Could get Vindicated. I'm not really sure what removal they would have. Abrupt Decay would answer it, which they might have already used, if they had it. Kinda just want to wait because General Ferris is a spell for Slick Sequence. They're taking quite a while between each action, so I assume they're doing something else, because they're probably not actually thinking here. That was on their upkeep, yeah. I can Wrath this. Actually, I'd probably rather General Ferris Slick Sequence. So I get Mountain. Alright, I'm going to play the General Ferris Slick Sequence. I should just be able to 1-for-1 my opponent out of the game now. Though none of these things actually remove my opponent's things, except for No More Lies. Unless I want to get rid of General Ferris. And if I have 2 2/2s in play, that's fine. So hopefully they just don't have any more engines. Alright, they played another Samwise. Okay. I'm not sure if they realized it was legendary. All that does is create a food token. Maybe that was their goal. It does seem like they just didn't realize it was legendary or something. The question is, do I just play a Deafening Clarion? I think I want to play the Ill-Timed, and I'll see if I want to discard. I could discard No More Lies to kill their things and not mine. I probably will do that unless I draw a different thing to discard. I'm probably going to discard something though. Unless I draw a removal spell maybe. Okay. I'll discard Plains and No More Lies. It does seem like they probably can't do anything without already having stuff on board. Like their cards don't do anything alone. So I can really just one-for-one them, and then they kind of just lose, I think. Because if neither of us have resources, my cards do things by themselves, and my opponents don't. Wraths are okay. I really just want removal. But Contempt is pretty bad. Whale might be bad. Because they don't need to attack, but they might anyway. Prohibit is fine. Academy Manufactor. Dies to this. But I'm not sure if there's anything else. Hitting food tokens and whatnot doesn't really matter. Dream Trawler might be bad. If they're comboing, it doesn't do anything, but if they aren't, it just wins. But I guess so does General Ferris. I'll probably play some, but not all of them. Like, maybe I'll just keep the one. Royal Scions is kind of interesting. I think I want that, but it might be the worst thing. Narset is removal, so I don't want to get rid of that. I guess it is just Royal Scions. Actually, I think it's Absorb, because it's kind of hard to cast, and I don't think counter spells are that good against them. I am playing Prohibit, which is probably not that good. It counters the Samwise. Time Sieve if they have that. This is a terrible hand. That would be pretty good if I had a second land. Because GFR is pretty good with removal. As fixing. This is a 25 land deck, which might be low. This is probably Slick Sequence. I kind of like that though. I guess. It's a turn 4 play, but I don't really want to save my deduce or anything. Promising Vein is kind of awkward. I feel like I have to play it because there is no, like Obscura storefront or whatever. The Evolving Wilds that sacrifice immediately but can only find from 3 colors. I don't think there is a Jeskai version of that, because it's only the Streets of New Capenna color combinations. And then I already have 4 of the slightly better Evolving Wilds. And I kind of want 8 because 4 is not enough. I would only have like 10 plains and mountains if I did that, not counting the prophetic prism. Which is not that few because I do have 3 prophetic prism, 1 chromatic lantern. But I would rather have more. It's kind of awkward because I have no 1 mana cards. So I want all of my like non-basic lands to tap immediately. So I have a turn 1 play. But this is a turn 2 play. So it conflicts, because I have so many 2 mana cards, it conflicts with all of these. So this card is pretty terrible. I have birds, so they're going to get under my No More Lies with their manufacturer. Okay. So if I can counter the Samwise or whatever they try to play to make foods, I will just lose if I can't do that, probably. I could have repealed the birds if I think their only way of making foods is white, but I kind of doubt that. I'm not going to counter that. I would rather counter however they're generating stuff. So they can't do that right now. And I don't have a removal spell, but I don't know, maybe I should have just played Deduce, and then, no. Because the alternative was I repeal the bird and then counter what, no, because that doesn't work. I think I kind of had to do that. I could repeal right now. That's probably not correct, because I want to make red mana for Narset, or Deduce. I'd probably make red mana, and then you have to discard any non-land, so I can discard GFR to kill this thing. I could just lose right now. That's fine. They aren't actually able to make anything right now. Though I can't stop them from doing anything. That is a problem. Am I dead? I think I'm just dead. Though they have to draw into more, which is probably not going to be difficult, because this is going to make several clue tokens. Right, my opponent is winning the game. They sacrificed the clue tokens, so they must have something already. Is there any reason to repeal something? They can just replay whatever I repeal. I guess I could hit a treasure. That also lets me get a red source if they whiff. Probably should have just done nothing here. Now I just get a blue source, probably. I am pretty dead if they have anything at all here. Which might not be the case. Okay, so they actually sacrificed their clue tokens when they had nothing. Interesting. They even left a food token. Did they draw something? Yes. Kind of. Is that even enough? They can't even take an extra turn here. So, yeah, and they only would draw one card off each land. So yeah, they do not win here. So I have Dam in the deck. But I don't think I want a white source. I might just get a mountain and play the vein. No, I think I get island. I'll play mountain, Narset. They can sacrifice everything in response. Okay, I don't like getting rid of that, but I kind of have to. I actually could kill the tracker here, because they don't currently have a way to make tokens. I kind of like killing the tracker here, actually. I should have discarded the deuce maybe. Like, if they just whiff here, then they can't do anything. In 2 draws, if they draw like 2 lands, they're kind of just dead. Gallic Readers, that is a problem since they drew a creature. So that creates a treasure every time they play a creature on a new turn. So they sacrifice all their tokens. If they draw a creature, they get to make 3 more tokens, which is not even game. So they actually probably don't win here necessarily, but I don't have anything, so I am gonna die if I don't do anything. Yeah, their deck is like actually not that good at going infinite with this. Like, they need several of these kind of, or a better engine than this. Either they have nothing. Kind of looks like they whiffed. Yeah, okay. I drew nothing. That is not good. Trawler, that does not accomplish anything. Actually it could, but I don't think they're gonna whiff that hard. So they need a creature or a thing that makes tokens. I don't know what that would be. They could play a creature that makes more tokens, like another Lonus. So I get plains, because I could draw Dam and I want to play Trawler. I draw a lot of lands. And I'm just gonna hope they draw nothing, so I can just win. I would actually just win with a Wrath. Anything that does 3 damage, so that includes Clarion, ill-timed, discarding a 3-mana thing. Am I dead? Probably. But they didn't win last time they did this, so... all they need to do is draw into more non-token creatures. Well, any creature. So they draw cards, I assume. Yeah, and they keep the tokens alive this time. They do need to draw a creature, or they actually can't even take an extra turn. Actually, they already did take an extra turn, so they have 2 turns to draw a creature. So if they have no creatures in hand and don't draw one, I can win. They could actually time out because they are spending a lot of time between turns just doing something else probably. Okay, that is probably just lethal. Every creature creates 3 of each of these, so 18 tokens. Are they gonna crash the game? Not yet. But yeah, they could definitely crash the game if they make too many tokens. I mean, if they have no creatures, they actually only have one extra turn after this. That is unlikely, though. Are they actually just going to sack these 5? They actually don't have a creature, it looks like. What do they have? Just lands? Sacrifice 3 foods, return. Nothing helpful. Actually, that's infinite if they could kill that. That is a lot of tokens. 27 for one creature. Wait, actually, did they even... They didn't even make tokens with both of these. They could have made 54. I'm not sure how they're actually going to convert this into a win. Like, are they just gonna put creatures in play and try to win through by attacking through a trawler? Because they are looking... It's looking like they're gonna run out of time at this point. It's not even game 3. If they win, they have to play another game. How did they kill that? Oh, they sacrificed it a time. The times of... So yeah, they have infinite turns right now. Infinite of these 3 tokens. Kind of infinite counters on that, but they're just gonna time out. Because they took too long doing nothing. I guess when they get to 5, they attack with both, force me to jump, and then win the next turn. But they need to play creatures for that. And if they play creatures, that's gonna take a while. So they just put counters on that, right? I guess Gala Greeters is the entire win con. I wonder how much of a fair plan they have. This card is like kind of good, I think. It was played in standard. But these other creatures are pretty terrible. I guess Lonis is okay. If you have that in play, then it does something. It's not very powerful though, and you can't make that many clue tokens, can you? Because clue tokens are already the only of the 3 tokens that actually do something. Unless you actually have a mana outlet for the treasures. They have lethal next turn, I believe. They actually don't have lethal. Because they go to 5/5s. But that's only 5 other power in play, so they're dealing 10, and I'm getting 3. So they actually put me to 1 right now. So yeah, they just time out. I don't know what they were doing earlier in the game. I guess they just had other stuff to do during the game. But yeah, they don't have nearly enough time for Game 3, especially since they don't actually have a fair plan. It's really just the combo, I think. I mean, they have Tireless Tracker, but that's never gonna get there against Control, especially when what you're drawing into is a lot of dead cards that just make stuff like this. It doesn't matter what I do. Hide and Seek is actually pretty good here, I think, because if you remove the time sieve, then they actually can't do anything, even if they make like 27 tokens. I mean, I guess they can draw a lot with the clues, but if they're only making like 9 tokens, yeah, that doesn't actually sound like a very good idea. So this is kind of the problem with the mana base. I had pretty good mana in both of the first 2 games, but this is kind of the problem you can have if you just don't draw the right basics. I get red. That is unfortunate. I can electrolyze the Samwise or whatever, the Lonus. Can't play General Ferris yet. Okay, there's a counterspell. Yeah, White Source would be nice here. A Mystic Gate. Let me cast both General Ferris and Lightning Helix. Oh, actually, that takes 2 red. But no more lies and something. No more lies and Lightning Helix. I mean, if I don't draw a White Source, they actually could get there with the fair plan. That doesn't actually matter because that takes too long to do anything. But whatever. I actually can just play the Dig Through Time. So I should just find a White Source. Or ill-timed Explosion, at least. Hopefully both. And hopefully the White Source isn't tapped. There's no reason to do this, but whatever. Plains Clarion. Maybe not. Detention Sphere, I guess. So these are pretty bad here. Any Boros cards. Because I just can't do anything else if I do that. So I want to cast an Is It card and an Azorius card. So I actually can only cast 1 spell this turn. Okay, now I can cast multiple. I would love to play General Ferris and then Detention Sphere. I actually came close to dying. If I didn't have that dig, I could have actually just died. I'm actually not out of the woods yet. That doesn't do anything. They could put a General Ferris in play. That would actually be really good for them. But I just Lightning Helix something. That doesn't really do anything. I could have, yeah, repeal was the exact draw. I could have repealed the clue token. That's interesting. Doesn't really do anything. I will just pass. I'll go repeal Slick Sequence. Shatterfang. I would like to do something about that and then hit something, but I want to hit something first. So I kill... not kill. Oh yeah, I kill this with Slick Sequence and repeal the Chatterfang. I mean, it doesn't really matter what I do here. I think I repeal one of these. And then go Helix. They are going to look for General Ferris. They found Narset, but they didn't sacrifice enough. They can create another food and return something, like the Chatterfang. And they... Alright, match number 2. It took a really long time to get into this match. If you can see by here. I have no idea what my opponent is on. What do I put back here? This is extremely dependent on the deck my opponent is playing. I guess I will check their list. Okay, so they could be playing anything. I guess Royals. I like Royal Scions. I have no idea. I guess Clarion. They could definitely be on... Their last deck was a 4-color humans. They might just be on that again. I would love Clarion there, but... I think in general Clarion is the worst. Because I want to play Ferris on turn 3 and then play stuff after it. And I don't want to kill the Ferris. So against aggro I would love to play a Clarion first. They are on humans, I think. They were playing an ancient Ziggurat deck before. Well, I assume that wasn't in their deck because I don't think that is legal. But they were playing like Secluded Courtyard, I think. So I assume this is the same deck. They were also playing Esper Control before that. I imagine they are not playing this in a 3-color deck. Because we have Tri-lands, I think? Maybe not. I have no idea what this is. It could be a combo deck. Could just be some kind of ramp deck. Could be a General Ferris deck. They're playing a lot of colors, so it's pretty easy for their removal to hit my Ferris. I'll just play it anyway because I would need to find another land before I can double spell, and I can't play a Lightning Helix with it. Unless I don't find an island, which I don't want to do. I still have no idea what they're on. Surely this isn't an aggro deck, because I haven't played anything until turn 4. Fires, okay. That makes sense. Enigmatic Incarnation. Okay, so... It's like a 0 mana 4 cost thing. So, like a ley line that does nothing. I could sacrifice this as well to get more value out of Fires before sacrificing it. I kind of wonder what kind of toolbox they have. They can probably answer this. Like, Doomwake Giant would be an answer to this, of Fires. For 3 mana, they could have Reflector Mage. I don't know what kind of actual answer they would have. It would have to be multicolored. It could be like the deal 1 to all things with the same name. Okay, it's Deputy of Detention, which doesn't actually answer the GFR. I don't really want to just play a Helix, though. I kind of want to play the Royal Scions, but I want to get the GFR trigger. What I want to do is Helix this, and then play Narset, use the +1, play another Helix to get the GFR trigger again. But I would need to find an untapped land to do that. I think I will just Helix the Deputy, though. I would like to draw cards. I could find an untapped land to Helix and another Helix, I guess, in the same turn. But that would require an untapped, or it would require exactly Plains or Mountain. Okay. I wonder what, like, value creatures they have. For 5 mana, there's... Okay, Kenrith. Am I allowed to let this happen? They probably use it right away, right? Maybe not, actually. They might just draw a card on my end step. So I think I might need to do this right now. I will. This is bad if they... I guess it's never really a bad thing. Unless they would find something that I wanted to kill. Or I guess they find a removal spell. Yeah, I guess that's the reason. If I find a Doomwake Giant, I would needed to wait. What did they even find for a 5-drop now? They could have Chromanticore. They could also have a Cavalier. I wonder... They're probably getting a removal spell if they have one. Like Doomwake Giant is the only one I can think of. There's probably more. Tolzmir, this works. Oh, it's multicolored. And it doesn't matter because this is the thing that targets it anyway. I think. Yeah. Yeah, so I definitely should have waited. But they held up green mana, so I couldn't have killed the Deputy if I waited. Narset Helix is possible. Except I can't kill Tolzmir. I am kind of dead. I guess I -2. But I can't kill Tolzmir. Unless I draw something. If I draw like a dig through time, I can kill the Kenrith. I kind of just die if I don't draw an answer to Kenrith. Because they can just reanimate things. Reanimate GFR, put a bunch of stuff in play. Maybe play a land to give them haste. Pop is amazing here. This is why it's in the deck, I guess. Like, this actually just wins the game against them, I think. Or it does like 10 damage, which doesn't actually do anything unless I have a second one. There is really no reason to play Price of Progress because I don't actually have burn damage, really. So I'm kind of just hoping I draw 2 and they have 5 non-basics. I don't even need Dream Trawler if I'm doing that, I guess. What do I want? I do want counter spells. Cheap removal is less necessary. So I can get rid of Slick Sequence. I like the burn with Pop, but I guess it doesn't really matter because I'm really just doing 10 and 10. Like, I'm probably not killing with 1 Pop unless I actually get attacks in. I like that. I could get rid of GFR because I'm popping. That actually seems reasonable. Repeal is bad. Okay. Actually, I have Forbidden the sideboard, right? I think I brought it in. It would be strange to have Absorb and not Forbid. So, yeah, this is what I said about Promising Vein being awkward, because all of my cards are 2 mana. Evolving Wilds would be so much better here, because I could actually just use it on turn 1, where I have nothing else to do. think I play Prism, so I have more options next turn. No reason to play Deduce over it, I think. This would be so much better as a landscape. They're basically the same except you don't have to pay mana for the second ability. And they also have cycling. Since I'm only in 3 colors, a Jeskai one would just be so much better than that. I guess I'm just playing Deduce. I don't think there's any reason to use this because I have Prism. I'm probably getting red here. Probably white, actually, if I have Wrath. Which I do have, I think. No. Maybe it is red. Knight of Autumn. That is pretty much the only target in my deck. I don't know if they saw any artifacts or enchantments. I guess it's a 1-of, though. I probably should have played Deduce first. Okay. This could be a problem. So I need to draw something. If I draw a basic land, I can use Promising Vein and the Clue token. I would have loved to do that now so I could hold it for bid later. I might just play like Fire's Incarnation, or just Incarnation. Okay, that's Fire's and I can't counter it. Yeah. They have it again. So I guess they're getting a 3-drop, which I have no idea what that is. Hopefully something with 1 toughness. Probably not, though. What's a value 3-drop? Tireless Tracker. Elite Spellbinder. That does have 1 toughness, and there is no reason to do that. Okay. That is really good for me. None of these cards actually matter. They do know about price now. Which is really bad because now they're just not going to put more than like 4 non-basics in play. They did hit the price, which is interesting because it's not really something I would want to play until way later in the game. Because I want to win with it, so it would probably be like turn 8 at the earliest, probably later. Okay, I got lands. So I get a plains, and I would like an extra blue source. I can't do much here. I'm basically just using this and the clue. I could play Electrolyze, or I guess I could dig. That is an option, though it will be 2 mana later. I actually could just get Island. And I can't forbid if they play something frightening. But they're probably just going to tutor that. Probably a Kenrith, which I can't answer, really. I really just need to deal with this. They are going to run out of enchantments, kind of. They do have the Hall to get a big enchantment every turn. But that doesn't work with fires. I mean, it does, actually. No. Because they can't spend 7 mana a turn cycle yet. Another fires. I could counter that. I'm not going to. This is where Heliod's intervention would be game winning. So they're going to find a 5 mana card. So now they can actually use the Hall because all of their enchantments are going to be free. So they could just get a 5 mana creature every turn that I can't counter. Well, I can counter that, but Kenrith, okay. So I get plains. If I draw plains, I will get island. So I play island, okay. I am getting really close. If they play another non-basic, I'm 3 off. Which is Electrolyze plus something, like Lightning Helix. I will just pass. This can gain 5 life, yeah, that's really annoying. And I can't do anything about this. They can just reanimate Knight of Autumn as well. Or the Elite Spellbinder. That's probably much better. Okay, they just draw a card, interesting. I would have thought they reanimated something. But I guess they want to double spell. Because any non-land that's bigger than Elite Spellbinder is better than it. Because they can probably just play everything in their hand. Unless they actually have stuff, but I don't think they even played 2 cards last turn. So they just have lands and like reactive spells. They do know about this forbid, I think. Maybe not. They put fires on top. I really wish I had a hide seek to just answer this incarnation. Make their fires. The second fire is dead. The first one too, kinda. So this puts a counter on itself. Maybe not right now. It would be a 3-turn clock if they did, but they are finding more creatures. So I can go Electrolyze Dig. Kiruga. Okay. So they are drawing 3 cards. I need to find some kind of wrath, like ill-timed. That is some kind of wrath that I cannot play. I need ill-timed or... Actually, I don't really have removal that can hit big things other than that. I have Narset, okay. Plains is an option. No More Lies is terrible. So I'll just get Plains. They're drawing a lot of cards. They can probably double spell now. Especially if they just use Hull. No reason for double blue. I guess red would have been better because of Slick Sequence. I'm dead. Okay. Is this game 2? It is. Yeah, this deck is, questionable. So the removal doesn't actually work. Because my removal is, not, it's all damage right now. The Ravs too, so I just can't kill 5/5s. I want to face a Price of Progress deck. Like red deck wins with main deck price. I probably lose to red deck wins anyway. Just by being a bad control deck. Alright, match 3 with basic Jeskai. I'm 1-1, and my opponent is playing the Heartless Summoning deck. The sand is okay. This seems like a really bad matchup. I wonder if they actually have an answer to 4/4s. They can answer General Ferris with Massacre Worm. I don't know if they can actually answer the 4/4s outside of single target removal. But I actually have to make 4/4s before the Ferris dies. I don't know if they have an answer outside of Massacre Worm. Alright, so I can go turn 1, find an island, turn 2, search, turn 3, electrolyze, or find plains. What is this? They are using whatever it's called, no possible play, yield all. Because I have no odd cost cards. Okay, I will need a white source. I probably should have just played the Promising Vein. It doesn't really matter because the only thing I would play instead of it is, like, maybe if I draw an Evolving Wilds, I guess. Yeah, that's kind of the reason. Escape Tunnel. I have the Heartless. I could repeal it. Graveyard that. I don't think I repeal. It wouldn't stop them from playing Mesmeric Fiend. In fact, I would rather play a repeal after they play Mesmeric Fiend. Okay. Do I kill that? I think yes. Are they missing a land drop? It kind of looks like it. If so, I don't want to kill that. Okay. No lake yet, but if they have it, they probably want to save it. Or they would have just played a Grave Titan then, but they probably expect a counterspell. I really want to play Narset here. I don't think they can actually answer it outside of playing a creature and attacking the next turn. Helix is bad. They don't really have anything that this kills. I mean, they have Dread Presence, but that's about it. And I have other answers to that. Just Narset, really. Okay, if I get the ultimate, I probably win. But, I mean, it's actually not even that good. It might not actually win, but I could probably just burn them out. Okay, this is not normal, I think. Okay. A repeal would have been nice against that, but... Okay, now I can't answer that with Electrolyze, which is annoying. I would stop their draw and stop them from hitting the Narset. Okay, they have Lake, so they can play a 7 mana card, so basically anything. They could have nothing, only have 2 cards in hand. Okay, so I'm gonna have 5 mana, 6 if I draw land. So I could go Lantern, Electrolyze, or hold up Absorb. Do I want this? I have enough mana to play 2 cards already. Okay. Interesting. I can't double spell with GFR, so I guess, I mean, if I took the land, I wouldn't have drawn it, so. But I would love to play GFR, hold up Absorb. I can try to do that next turn. I could play GFR right now. My opponent could be holding a Massacre Worm. So. And I want to counter a Grave Titan if they have that. Actually, I think I just Electrolyze right now. Maybe? They draw a card right now. Either way. They don't draw a card in the future if I remove it. What do I have to answer a creature? Well, I mean, I'm not really affecting their chance of drawing a creature. I am forcing them to actually kill this. Or at least, like, play to the board. They only have 1 turn to play a threat. Unless they actually have an answer. But I don't know what they would have that kills this. I don't think they have any haste. I don't think there's anything that kills a walker. Or even a creature. They have Dread Presence, I guess. That's a burn spell. They get Gyruda, Gearhulk, Fiend. So they either thought seize me, or put a 5-4 in play, or spin again. They don't really know my hand. They know about absorb, I think, but that's it. So, if they get Fiend, I guess regardless, they kind of... I don't know, if they just want to kill Narset, it's probably not Gyruda. What could they even get off Gyruda? A Grave Titan? A Tread Presence? They get Fiend, okay. I assume they take GFR. Could be Absorb, actually. No, because if they don't take GFR, I always have a blocker unless they have removal, which doesn't even really work. So yeah, I just need to draw some kind of answer to the Gyruda. I think that could be a Fiend. It is nothing. I flip as Kanta. Okay. There's not a downside to this. If I had a dig through time, I could just kill this, or I could get a detention sphere and kill that. So if they don't have Dread Presence, they lose. I could play Bringer, which would just win them the game. So maybe that's not good. Bringer just wins. Dread Presence plus Swamp is an answer, and they have a card draw off this, which is another. That is another reason to detention sphere actually. Oh no, it doesn't matter. I'm killing this regardless. I'm never getting the ult if I get dig, I think. Oh. Why dig? It's just the same thing, removal, except I get another card. So yeah, there's really no reason to do that. I don't know what I'm even thinking about. I'm dead to Bringer regardless. I guess I should not do that. It doesn't matter. So I kill Gyruda and hope they have nothing. And even if they do, then... I mean, if they just play to the board, the ultimate doesn't do anything about that. So yeah, this ultimate is so bad. But I guess it only takes 3 turns to get to it. They play Gyruda. They have Dread Presence. They can hit this. And if they just play a Grave Titan, I'm kind of dead regardless. Unless I draw, like, exactly ill-timed. I guess maybe removing the Titan could do something. I guess just putting GFR in play would also do something. They get the Titan and the Dread Presence. They get the Grave Titan, so obviously they don't care that much about Narset. So actually, I just need to remove Grave Titan, I think. So they play nothing, okay. Slick Sequence. Lightning Helix. Is that even better than Prophetic Prism? Like, I kind of just want to draw into more non-creatures. So what do? I go Helix Slick Sequence. That's 9 damage. That doesn't really do anything outside of killing the Titan regardless. Yeah, I think Prism is better. So I am dead to the Bringer of the Last Gift. I could have held up Absorb, Actually, I probably should have held up Absorb. Deafening Clarion is pretty good, actually, because I can just play more spells to kill everything. Hopefully they don't have Bringer. This could be a Bringer. It actually kind of looks like a Bringer. Because they would always want to get damage in first. I think my only answer to Bringer is ill-timed. That could definitely be a Bringer. Okay, it's not, and they can't play it anymore unless they have Lake in hand. I assume they just don't have Bringer. I guess they could be filling the graveyard. That wouldn't really make sense, though. They could hit Trawler. That's really bad. Yeah, I actually lose because they hit my 1-of Trawler. They didn't take it. I don't know if they actually thought that was better than Trawler, or they kind of forgot it could hit my stuff. That seems quite a bit better than the Grave Titan, though. Okay, so I search. Wait, do I? So I would have. So we have 8 mana plus the search. So I'd go down to 5. I do really want to counterspell. I feel like I'm gonna lose this game. I would love ill-timed. That would be the best hit. Clarion, okay. Is that enough? I can't actually cast anything else. So all it does is kill the Titan and the tokens, which is actually quite a lot. But I kind of want to just do nothing. Because I can't actually draw cards. So there's no guarantee that I'll be able to kill the other 5/5 next turn. Well, I guess using his Kanta makes it pretty likely. I think I do try to go. Well, I guess if I use the Horned Lockwell, then I can kill one of the bigger things. Am I worried about getting milled out? Wait, how do they... Okay, you get to choose a new one every time, I think. Okay. And it's going to loot every turn. It doesn't do anything if it isn't blocked, right? Oh, that's actually pretty bad. Good thing I just will something. Probably Yurida. So I killed the Ring Bearer. I kill Garuda with the whale. Not kill, but... Because I'm not gonna have the Clarion next time. Maybe that's not correct, though. Garuda gets stronger things in general, and I actually kind of care about getting milled. It's also legendary, so killing it would let them play another one. I do think I need to kill the Ring Bearer. That's 4 damage. Which is more important than dealing damage. 2 damage to them. The whale itself probably doesn't do anything. I want to be using all my mana with Escanta and casting spells. Yeah, this emblem is just not game-winning at all. I feel like it needs to also draw a card. I guess that's really similar to other emblems. I don't know. I am dead. So if I don't counter that, I cannot do anything. And they could just have another Fiend. They could just play Bringer. They could just play a threat that I can't answer now. I think I'm dead. There's a rail, the 5-mana rail that we currently have. I think it's whenever you cast an instant or sorcery, it deals 4 damage to something, and you draw 2, which is so much better than this. Yeah, but that is... It starts with like 5 loyalty, it's 5 mana. So it takes an extra turn, it's more expensive, but I do think this should be stronger. Because that's just so bad for an ultimate. Even the Royal Scions has a better ultimate, and that starts at 5, has a -8, so it takes 1 more turn, but it costs 1 less, and I think it has a better ult. Draw 4 and then deal damage equal to the number of cards in your hand, which would actually be kind of bad for my deck. Okay, so that actually does save them some life. 1 life, I believe. But I don't have to cast a second spell on the same turn as I play the Clarion. So that's probably good for me. I don't know what they're playing here, though. So I will need to hit that. Okay. So I go Clarion. I hold up 3 mana. I guess I want Deduce. Could be Narset, but... No, it's never Narset. I want Deduce. Prism is just worse than Deduce. Okay, so I go 3 to everything. Hit that thing. And all of their things are dead. And I need to cast 9 spells. Which is not going to be easy. If I play double Lightning Helix, that's only 6 spells. 2 of those would have to be Helix, though. So hopefully I can counter my opponent's play, but that's never really going to happen. They didn't draw a card. That's good. I could just play a No More Lies, because it forces them to sack land. They probably can't play anything else. But why? Like, if they have another card, I would rather just counter that. Removing a land is nothing. It's really just, if I think I'm not going to be able to play this, it's 2 damage to them. But that seems bad. Where do I go with this? I guess I ignore the 2/2s and say I will be able to kill them at some point, or play Wrath. Ill-timed would be good, though it does force me to discard damage. That is not good. That is also not good. Am I going to deck out before I draw enough relevant cards? I'm probably just going to die first, but I actually have controlled them out of the game. I just need to actually win the game now. Because they have no cards in hand, they have a smallish board that I could have answered. Or at least I could have answered the Titan. I did just draw like all lands though. That's not good. Okay, so I'm going to draw 2 cards and hope that gets there. I still have 2 Ill-times, I think. That hopefully will draw into General Ferris. That's actually bad for me. So it's actually 11 damage. Wait, no, that's 10 damage. Do I care? So if they actually play a bringer, they don't even win necessarily. I should have used this before they attacked. I should have used that on my turn. Just in case I drew Clarion, I guess. I don't know if I even can. This is a problem. I need to either remove the entire board pretty much. I have to remove the Titan and whatever they make the ring bear. That or I need to kill them, which would require at least 4 spells, which is not really possible. So I have 3 helixes in the deck. I've already played 2. So I can't even double helix. Do I have any other burn? I have a counter spell that I don't think I played. I have electrolyzes. I think it's a 1-of, and I already played it. Oh, I actually already played an ill-timed. Actually, I already played both. Oh, they got milled. Right. There's electrolyze. There's ionize. Okay. Okay, that's something. So that is 4 damage. That's actually 8 damage. That's 10. So I actually have lethal if I draw 1 card and they cast a spell, which they aren't going to do. So I need an answer to Grave Titan. That's a helix. That's good. Do I have lethal? So I have 8 mana. I can cast these 3, which is 7 damage plus 6. So if they cast a spell, they are dead. If they pay 2 life, do I even need to cast a spell? Okay, so this is 9 plus no more lies for lethal. Or just ionize my own thing. They are dead. Fiend. That is fine. I will play ionize, because why not? I do still have 5 mana. So yeah, I win. Apparently Narissa Emblem does win games. Well, I knew it won games. It's just not very good. It is a pretty good control win con, I guess. It's just, it doesn't actually take over the game if you're losing. It's only like if they don't really have a board, and neither do you, it wins. Just play Helix. I assume they can't gain life at instant speed. Okay, I do not think this is favored at all. I only won that because I got the ultimate. And even then it was close. Like, I don't think General Ferris was ever gonna get there. Price is terrible. Hide Seek is good. Trawler is okay. So I kind of need actual removal. Even though Whale is kind of bad. Clarion is terrible, I think. Normalize is kind of bad on the draw. I kind of actually want to burn them out. Forbid is good here, if I can cast it. Yeah, it seems dubious. If I don't get like an ultimate off or something. I guess if I get like an early GFR, they can't answer it. But they actually can answer it if I play it on turn 3 unless they don't have Lake or Heartless. So I need them to not do that. Either of those. Well, I did my part. I'll just hope my opponent cannot Massacre Worm me. And maybe I'll just win if they do not do that. Actually, I wonder if they even keep Massacre Worm in. They haven't seen, or they actually did see this, but they didn't see any other creatures. And Massacre Worm is kind of bad against this, so maybe they just don't play that. They mulled to 5. Which means maybe they kept a hand without Heartless or Lake. Which they would not have done at 7, I assume. Do they have it? Maybe. They probably would have wanted to play Heartless last turn if they had it. That's annoying. Yeah, they probably don't have an answer to that. Like, it's probably just Masker Room, and they might not even be playing that anymore. But that is an answer. Okay, why do I keep drawing so many lands? I guess it's like, I want to find a lot less lands than a control deck because I don't want to be hitting land drops in the late game, unlike in control. That is quite the start for Emerald to 5. Turn 2 Thoughtseize, turn 3 Heartless Summoning Lake, 6 drop. Is it a Titan? Garuda? Okay. I guess I'm fine with these lands. Wait, they don't even have another swamp. They kinda aren't doing anything. If they draw swamp or threat and have the other in hand, they can do that. They can't play Garuda regardless. That's 5 mana. They would need 2 more. I really want to play this escape tunnel because it lets me dig next turn. I find mountain, I think. Could find island as well. I think it's mountain though. They don't have a swamp. Okay, I'm actually winning then. That is the cost of a Molda 5. I just play dig. See if I can find a walker or something. Actually, what am I doing? I cannot play dig. I should have just played Prophetic Prism. And, well, I guess I held up Ionize for the Swamp top deck. Which happened, but they didn't do anything. So, I actually played a deuce now, I think. I'm not really sure what I actually want off dig. So I'll play the Divination first. Narset. I think I do play that. I don't think I can ever play anything off this. Wait, that doesn't draw a card yet. Okay. So I can't counter whatever they do, but maybe they just won't do anything. They didn't last turn, which was interesting. Because they had 5 mana, so they could play any 6 drop. I guess they just don't have a threat, or they... Wait, is that a bringer? They can't Garuda. Grave Titan plus... what could this be? Oh, it could be Dread Presence. They would have already played that though. Solemn Simulacrum. Okay, there's just nothing. So I go plus. I can play hide. Probably on the Thorn. I actually don't really want to get rid of Heartless because it makes these bigger. And it can actually kill the Grave Titan. I could just condemn it as well. I could -2, discard dig. I don't really want to do that though. I don't have any other digs, and I don't want to lose this value. I could just play the dig. I might do that. Whale? Okay. This could be a massacre worm, and I don't really have an answer to that, so I think I'll just play the prism. So Narset lives. I play GFR, hold up, ionize, plus hide next turn. So what do I actually do if my opponent just attacks? Do I actually just play the hide? I assume they play something here. They could just put Garuda in hand, since it seemed like they didn't have any threats before. That does kind of look like Garuda in hand. Okay. I want to hold up a counterspell. And No More Lies doesn't work. It actually does. If they don't draw a land. I will just play this regardless, I think. And pass. Maybe. Do I pass? No, I'll play the hide. Because I can actually do this while holding up Ionize, which I couldn't do if I passed, due to the mana from this. Okay, now I kind of just win, I think. My opponent can't kill Narset, I counter any big thing. If they play the tempt thing, oh, they have another lake. I still have Ionize though, so that doesn't actually get around No More Lies. That was actually bad for them outside of playing around No More Lies, but I mean, they kind of have to do that, right? Like, playing around No More Lies is such a big deal, but yeah, I just have the Ionize. And they are just dead. Because there's no way they're beating this GFR. And they would have to draw swamps to do anything, and I still have No More Lies. So, that is match 3, and I am now 2-1. Alright, match 4. That is a 0-lander. That is bad. I'm gonna keep it though. I have no idea what my opponent is on, and I've never seen this opponent before. I assume they're somewhat new then. Though I haven't really played leagues at all this season. Or even in the most recent seasons, I haven't really been playing leagues. And I've been looking at results a lot less. Okay, looks like they're on a 3-color deck. This could be a 2-color deck. Or it could be Esper Control. Well, that would be... Actually, I don't know what that would be. It's probably not Orzhov. It's probably not Dimir. It could be Dimir, though. There's not a Yorion in this deck. And I guess my opponent assumed I was on Azorius Control or something. I might just die to a Guardian of Europor. I assume this is Esper. It could just be the Esper or Dimir Tezzeret deck that animates things, and I guess Tithing Blade is good there. The Tezzeret we got this season has a -1 of insulting an artifact. +1, look at the top 5 cards, choose an artifact to put in hand. Is this Tithing Blade? Doesn't look like it. Did they try to play Dam? Hatching Plans. Okay, I played this deck in a previous season with Yorion, Indemir. Someone else played it in Lyris. But you cast like Farsight Ritual. There's probably something else with Bargain, I think. But basically you play like bargain cards. There's probably something else to sacrifice this. And then your blink spells, your like Tithing Blades are also good to sacrifice because they don't do anything once they're on the field. I think that deck was pretty bad. It was kind of interesting though. It had a lot of value. I don't know why they aren't playing a companion. We have both Laris and Yorion still. Okay, so they are Esper. Okay, it's stacks, which is fine. I might just be able to kill them. They are going to need to play some kind of Wrath, or I'm just going to kill them. I have Prophetic Prism to sacrifice. I have the tokens from this. Escape Tunnel. That doesn't do a whole lot. I do just play the Clarion. I would love to be able to play Narset, or just draw 2. But I guess I will just give my creatures lifelink. And make a 4/4 mostly. They are dead next turn if they have nothing. And all they are doing is forcing me to sacrifice the Prism. Yeah, Heliod's is interesting with Hatching Plans. Because you can just keep getting that back with Smokestack in play. Smokestack on 1 to keep getting that back. That is pretty expensive. 5 mana to draw 3. That's not a great rate. Although you're not actually spending a card. Okay, they dam a token. I assume they are actually playing... Oh, they have to be playing white. Okay, I was right that they tried to dam the GFR. They could have played a filter, but it would have had to be... Well, they could have played an Azorius filter and played a Wrath. And I guess I could have known that. Because I already knew they had a dam. Blue. It doesn't really matter, I have the Prism. Okay, they are 1-off lethal. Wait, I don't have the Prism because of that. Narset cannot hit the opponent. They are forced to answer my board, and the Smokestack is not going to help. They are going to 1. So all I need is a Slick Sequence, Electrolyze, Helix, Ionize. Just attack them, just activate Nissa ult. It looks pretty hopeless for them. They have to answer all of my creatures. And, well, I guess they don't have to do anything immediately, but they have to like put a creature in play or something. Actually, if they killed enough of my stuff with Smokestack after playing Wrath, I wouldn't be able to cast a spell even if I ulted the Narset. That could be interesting. But yeah, they would have to have a Wrath, which is probably just damn. Price could be good, but like, I don't think it is. Well, they are an Esper, but like, I don't have pressure really. I mean, I had pressure that game. Hide is great. Kills Hatching Plans, well, without killing it. Repeal is bad. Dream Trawler is bad when I'm playing Pop. It's also dying to Tithing Blade and Dam. Whale is bad. I don't think they're really playing creatures. Helix is probably bad. A Braid could be interesting. I don't think they actually have many artifacts. Prohibit could be something. Forbid could be something. It's probably better than Absorb. Though I could just play neither. The Walkers are good, I think. They might have Doom Foretold. Ill-timed, I guess. It's mostly just a divination. I don't know what creatures they actually have, though. I don't remember what I played when I played this deck. I played Yorion. I probably played some, like, Circuit Menders. I don't think I even really had a good win con, which is one of the problems with the deck. I assume they have something to actually win. I have no idea what that would be, though. They could play Trawler, they could play Lochmere Serpent. It's probably not a control win con that you want to be playing, but I don't know. Okay, this is a very good aggro plan. I don't know why they played Tithing Blade. I guess they assumed I would be on Azorius control, despite the Prophetic Prism. just because I played that a lot. But why would I have Prism? Like, I don't know why they just played the Tithing Blade. I thought they were gonna do it again. But yeah, I don't know why they just played the Tithing Blade. I guess they just assumed I was on a control deck. But even then, I have Dream Trawler, and you want to Tithing Blade that. I will just play the Prism again. So I have quite a bit of burn damage, but it just doesn't matter unless I actually get this to live or I draw a pop. Maybe even I might need 2 pops. So this is 8 damage. So if they had 5 non-basics pop, plus these would work. Okay. Okay, that's interesting. I do want to play the Helixes earlier rather than later because I can never play them both in the same turn. It's also kind of difficult to play them with Slick Sequence or Pop. I would need to grab Mountain, which I'm gonna do, but... Okay, they have the Blade. If I sack these, they're at 16. Well, I guess I have Prism. I forgot about that. Okay, so they sack a Draught. So they're gonna be at 16. If they play non-basic, they're at 10. So that is 2 off lethal. If they play non-basic and sacrifice this. They have the Vent. Smokestack. Do I burn them now? This is pretty close. I find red. Do I Helix them? I don't really want to reveal that, and I want to hit Vent. If they attack with it. Scions. That is not a burn spell until I get the ult. And they're just gonna remove the creatures, but it is looting, which could find me burn. I will discard the land. Though this doesn't really do anything. I'll probably just discard it next time. I wonder if they sack the Draught now. Probably not, right? They're gonna need to sack stuff in the future, if they're alive. Do they play counters? Do we have a bargain counterspell? I'm actually gonna check that. So, Farsight Ritual is actually the only bargain card that could be in their deck. That doesn't work. That does not work. They do not get a land off that. It would work with Ghost Quarter. Well, it wouldn't work that well. But yeah, that just doesn't work. What? I guess they think it's a good counter to General Ferris, but why? Okay, so this is pretty close to lethal now. I actually... I can't... So if I draw a land, it needs to be a mountain for me to play all 3. Okay. If they play another non-basic, this is lethal. No, it's the one-off, right? They would need to sack that, which they're probably about to do. Okay, so I have lethal if they play a non-basic and don't have a counterspell or life gain. Which is pretty specific. Okay. Non-basic. Okay. That's not a... Wait, they have no counter... They can't have counter magic up. They're dead. Price of Progress is broken? It actually wins me a game. It's broken in control decks. I won this game entirely because of price. I actually kind of did. Like, I was never having a GFR survive. I mean, I could have just answered the vents and ulted this, probably. I actually don't think that would have worked, so I actually think that Pop won me this game. Yeah, and they would have killed Leroy's Scions with that, so I actually needed Pop to win this game. Pop is actually broken in control decks. That's how you win against low decks. Alternatively, you could just play Approach and counter the Smokestack. But, I mean, then you can't play GFR midrange, so 3-1. Alright, so I went 3-1. I beat Game Objects combo, Heartless Garuda, and the Esper Doom Foretold deck, and I lost to Enigmatic Fires. This deck is bad. I did not learn anything from this. Price of Progress should not be in a control deck, even if it's one-sided. General Ferris is cool in a control deck, I think. I think there is a lot of unexplored space there, because that's just such a good threat. But it's kind of awkward if your opponent has an answer, because you can't really play until turn 5 then. But like playing this and holding up Numeralize is actually a pretty good play on turn 5, so I don't know, there's probably something with the GFR, but yeah, you shouldn't play old basics. That's not a good idea. Yeah, it's an interesting deck. I'm kind of surprised I did that well.